Hi there, Alan here. Welcome to my channel. Today, coming at you with Borges collected fictions, and this is going to be a rare video where I'm going to show some things, some show and tell, some examples of limited space. Because let me backtrack a wee bit, start from the beginning. Now, I am ignorant about Borges, and I'm going to cure my ignorance. I've been interested in him for several years. I think Una and Kryto at the Codex Cantina put Borges on my radar. And then Greg, my buddy Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, is a big Borges fan. And he sent me this book, in fact. French Flabs, brand new, pleated edges. Because we both had been looking for a used copy of this. Me at primarily Powell's Books. Greg goes to many more bookstores than I do. I link to his channel below, and link to Una and Kryto at the Codex Cantina. They have a whole Borges playlist. And but read the story first. His stories are brief. I've read it twice. The Library of Babel. I've also read a few others, but I'm going to start my own Borges playlist. I have several playlists, but let's get to the story. It's short story. Read it twice. Going to read it again sometime, and another time after that, I'm sure, because he packed so much into it. So the Library of Babel. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm just going to quote some things from it. But it has a epigram. By this art you may contemplate the variation of the 23 letters. And there's a book, part 2, section 2, mem 4. Borges does a lot of footnotes and things and references to books that may be real books, but they're probably not. And you go down rabbit holes for that. Here's the first footnote in this. The original manuscript has neither numbers nor capital letters. Punctuation is limited to the comma and the period. These two marks, the space, and the 22 letters of the alphabet are the 25 sufficient symbols that our unknown author is referring to. So we have an unknown, like, narrator telling the story. It reminds me this smell my favorite, Finnegan's Wake, in a way that I'll get to. And this gives me an opportunity to plug. We're doing a group read of Finnegan's Wake, hosted by myself and Roy at Roy Reads Anything, in April, May, and June this year. So hit me up on Boxer here, Discord, etc. Let me read this part. There was a first, but second, there are 25 orthographic symbols, and that was the footnote I just read, that discovery enabled mankind 300 years ago to formulate a general theory of the library and thereby satisfactorily solve the riddle that no conjecture had been able to divine, the formless and chaotic nature of virtual all books. One book which my father once saw in a hexagon in circuit 1594, this library is divided up into hexagons, which gives me an opportunity to show you an example of what Una pointed out to be limited. Things go on forever. For example, this painting I did of Al's library. See, that's what this library is like, only to the nth degree, you know. I do a lot of these limited space drawings. They're like perspective type drawings. This is the corner from this bigger that's not finished yet. I still have to ink it in. Or while looking for this library picture, I found this old. This is from 2021. I used to draw on big. This is big for me, cardboard. So that's an example of limited space, and that's what this story is like reading it. And that reminds me of Finnegan's Wake, because this library has no, can't look it up on the computer catalog, and they don't even have these. Remember these old Dewey Decimal System index cards from the 70s, 80s? This happens to be one from the Illuminatus trilogy I have. But, or the idea of a monkey and a typewriter, given enough time, just typing randomly, can type out Shakespeare, can type out this story in the future, etc. A lot of philosophy in this little story. For example, this philosopher observed that all books, however different from one another they might be, consist of identical elements: the space, the period, the comma, the 22 letters of the alphabet. He also pointed out a fact that all travelers have since confirmed. In all the libraries, there are no two identical books. So he's getting into some things like I said with the monkey, thousands and thousands of false catalogs, a proof of the falsity of these false catalogs, a proof of the falsity of the true catalog, the Gnostic Gospel of Balasides, a commentary upon the Gospel, the story of your own death. These things were all contained in this library. And, the library contains all verbal structures and the variations allowed by the 25 orthographic symbols. It includes not a single absolute piece of nonsense. There is no combination of characters one can make. Just there's a number of lowercase consonants. For example, the Divine Library is not foreseen in that one or more of its secret tongues does not hide a terrible. To locate a book, someone proposed searching by regression. To locate book A, someone proposed searching by regression. To locate book A, first consult book B, which tells where book A can be found. To locate book B, first consult book C, and so on, to infinity. It is in ventures such as these that I have squandered and spent many my years. I cannot think it unlikely that there is such a total book, note 3, on some shelf in the universe. Note 3. I repeat, in order for a book to exist, it is sufficient that it be possible. For example, no book is also a staircase, though there is no doubt books that discuss and deny and prove the possibility in others who structure correspondence to that of a staircase. I could go on quoting. I believe I mentioned that the suicides, which are more and more frequent every year, so it was published in 1941. Just a real trip of a story. Will expand your mind, make you think. Won't make you laugh. Well, maybe. Won't make you cry. I don't think. But you're going to be hearing more about it. Borges and his stories for me. So I might switch my thumbnail to this. I'm not sure. What do you think? Make a comment below. reply back to you, all right, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you later.